Hey guys, welcome to my newest video for today. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about my first time movie viewings for July 24. I ended up watching 7 first time viewings for July, so not as many as June, but as I mentioned previously, I was trying to rewatch the entire MCU before, well, not rewatch like the entire, but finish off the bulk of the MCU before Deadpool and Wolverine came out. So I will just quickly go through the stats and then I will talk about the movies that I watched for the first time and the order that I ranked them in. So for the stats, 3 movies were 2024 releases at the cinema, 1 movie was streamed on Amazon Prime, 1 movie was watched on DVD, 2 movies were watched on Blu-ray, and 2 movies were 2024 releases that weren't watched at the cinema, and then 1 movie was a 1980 release. So 3 cinema releases, 3 physical media releases, and 1 streaming. So my least favourite movie that I watched in July, and it wasn't necessarily a bad movie, I was just expecting a lot more from it, and that was Raise the Titanic. I gave this one 3.5 out of 5 stars. I did like the general premise of it because it was about them finding the Titanic and they wanted to bring it back to New York. There was also a side plot with them wanting to find this rare material that was on board, and yeah, because it was like at the height of the Cold War with Russia. The movie itself was alright. I was just expecting a bit more from it. I thought more would be made, like, about the Titanic actually being raised, and there would be more, like, exploration of it, but there's, like, one scene where it entered the New York Harbor, and then that was it. So, yeah, it was an alright watch, but not my favourite for July. Then I watched Twisters. This was just a fun summer action blockbuster film, like... There was a lot of tornadoes, there was a lot of damage and chaos, and yeah, it was, it worked as both a standalone film and there was like a little nod to the original Twister. I just had a good time watching it at the cinema, so yeah, it was just a fun, like a fun disaster film, so... Then I watched Justice League. The next one that I have here is Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1. I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars because I do want to get back into watching my DC animated movies. I've actually really missed being able to watch them. I mean, there's no reason why I can't watch them. I just stopped. And I used to go through so many, like, I bought so many of the DC films and I've just not gone back to them. But I did want to watch Crisis on Infinite Earths, and I enjoyed this first part because I was kind of curious because I know there's 3 parts. And the way the first part was wrapping up really neatly, I was starting to think that, oh, what's going to happen in the second part? And then right in the last minute, there was like, there's the cliffhanger for part 2. But I did enjoy this one. It was sort of interesting because... I mean, I had no idea what was going on when the film started, and I think that was like I'm assuming that was the effect they were going for, because obviously Barry didn't know what was going on either, and he kept going back and forth between these different timelines and worlds, and yeah, it was quite fascinating sort of seeing him try to figure out what was actually real and what was going on, and we sort of saw the Justice League forming, and yeah. I enjoyed this one, so I will be checking out the other 2 parts. And then I finally got to watch a movie I've been trying to get my hands on for, like, since it got announced it was coming to streaming, but because I live in Australia, it was only going to be available on Amazon Prime US and UK. I was able to actually access the UK Amazon site via a VPN, so... I was able to finally watch Firecracker, which is Andrew Lee Potts' debut feature film. If you've been following my channel for a while, you'll know I'm a massive fan of Andrew Lee Potts, and I wanted to watch this movie. And it was actually pretty decent, I will say. There was a lot of twists and turns going on, and I kind of figured out one of the twists that was going to happen. But I did quite like that this all took place over one night. So this one was basically, they were these, like they worked for this, like one of the, like this powerful guy who, like appears legit, but he's got some shady stuff going on, and they're on the lam because they're trying to hide out, and they hide out on bonfire night because like there's a lot of noise going on, so they can keep pretty quiet while that happens, because they're also trying to rob this safe and get this evidence that's crucial to, like if the police got their hands on it, they'd be able to bring this like kingpin down. And yeah, it kind of goes from there, and there's, like, as I said, many twists and turns. I did quite like, as I said, I did quite like this one. Andrew Lee Potts does a fantastic job, because he's like acting, directing. I think he was the main editor as well. Like he did a lot of things. Like this was literally like his labor of love, and so yeah, so it was sort of like really cool to finally see this film after like seeing it on his advertised on his Instagram and things. It was also really cool seeing Jason Flemyng appear. He's not in it for very long. He's like the main cop, like detective. But it was kind of cool because like obviously they worked together on, well actually they worked together on a couple of things. They were in Primeval, and they were also in a film called The Bunker, which is also an excellent film, so I have seen that one. But yes, Firecracker, really really solid film. Then I watched Fly Me to the Moon, which I wanted to check out because it looked like a different side of the Apollo 11 moon landings, and I had a lot of fun with this one. It was yeah, definitely unique in the like covering like the story of Apollo 11 and how they were trying to get the public on their side. And yes, I really enjoyed Scarlett Johansson and was it Channing Tatum? Really loved both of them in this, and yeah, I had a lot of fun watching this movie. 4.5 out of 5 stars. And then the last two, one I watched was a live musical recording, and that was Prince of Egypt, the musical. I loved this. It reminded me like why I love musicals so much, and this would have been fantastic to see live. I just don't think it's going to come to Australia, so I have to make do with the London cast recording of this. But yes, I've seen the animated version, and the musical was like a really good adaptation of it. And yeah, just the effects, how they told the story of Exodus. It was such a good musical, and I loved it. And yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. And then we get to my favorite movie of July, and so far my favorite movie of 2024. And that is Deadpool and Wolverine. This movie went above and beyond my expectations. Like, I had really high expectations going into this movie, and it delivered. I loved it, the Deadpool and Wolverine team up. I loved all the jokes and just all the fourth wall breaking and just everything. And I'm not going to obviously spoil anything, but just if you haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine, go and see it at the cinema. It's worth it. And yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. I had such a good time. I really want to actually go and watch it again. So hopefully I will see it a second time. But yes, it was amazing. And one of the best times I've had at the cinema in like recent months. And yeah, it was definitely worth the wait. If like this is the only MCU movie we get in 2024, so it was definitely worth it. And yeah, now I've got a strong urge to rewatch all the X-Men movies, so we'll see if that happens. But anyway, that is everything I watched for the first time in July, so not too bad overall. There's sort of really only one slightly disappointing movie, but the rest I did enjoy in some form or another. So thank you guys for watching, and until my next video, I will see you guys next time. Bye.